What's up, y'all? It's your boy DK, man, coming today with a new video. So look, in today's video I'm going to be continuing the design with me series, and y'all gonna go step by step with me creating a design for like a vintage style tee, right? So on my story, if you guys follow me, you know. If you don't follow me, I posted something on my story not too long ago, just asking y'all, and asking people who they want me to design next. So in the first video of this series, I did Nipsey Hussle. It's a whole background and whole backstory on why I did him, so make sure that y'all go watch that first video on this series. I actually got a playlist on my channel that says design with me. I got one for design with me's vlogs, and I got some more coming soon, right? But I asked people to go ahead and let me know who they wanted me to design next, and one of the most requested people was a little baby, y'all. Dominic Armani Jones. I think that's how you say his name. If it ain't, y'all know who I'm talking about, right? So boom, today we're gonna be designing a vintage style rapper tee for Lil Baby. I'm gonna take y'all with me. I ain't really gonna do too much talking. We're gonna hop straight into the video. Let's get it. Before I hop in the computer, y'all, let me show y'all how I really put this work in Madden though. You see the score. You feel me? I just got done playing Madden before I hopped on and did this video. With all that being said, man, let's hop straight into the computer. Alright, y'all, so hopping straight into the computer and not wasting any time, these are the photos that I'm gonna be using, right? So 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So like I said in my last video, in the last design with me video, if y'all didn't watch it, make sure that y'all go watch it, right? Because I dropped a lot of valuable gems that's going to be covered in this video. You always want to make sure that you use high quality images that are bigger images, because when you pull them up and you take out the backgrounds and you put everything in Photoshop, everything is pixelated. Photoshop is a pixelated program, so that means the more that you blow up an image, the more blurry it'll get because of the pixels in it. The more you take it down, everything like that, right? So you want to choose images that are already high quality, so that way the more you scale them, it won't lose that much quality, right? So boom, these are all pretty much high quality images. Again, once we actually get into the actual making the design, I don't know if I'm gonna use every single one of them, but it's always better to have more than you need, right? So these are the images that I'm gonna use. The next thing we're gonna do is hop straight into Photoshop. Alright, y'all, so now that we are in Photoshop, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna set up the document. If you guys remember, the last time I told y'all, I always use the 3000 by 3000 because that is Instagram square preset. So I went ahead, and as you can see, I got it saved under my presets. That's pretty easy to do. Whenever you go in, you can just put in all the dimensions over here on this side. You hit this button right here, it'll say save preset. You can name it whatever you want. I got it IG square post. As you can see, I got one for my YouTube thumbnails as well. I'm gonna just go ahead and name this Lil Baby vintage tee, right? Boom. So now we're just gonna go ahead and hit create. As you can see, we got our workspace right here and everything like that. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna drag and drop all of the photos in. All right, boom. So now I got all of the photos in. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the time right now before I even get started. I'm gonna go down here, over here where the layers are, and I'm gonna just rasterize all of these images, so that way we can take the backgrounds out and do whatever we want to do to them, right? So I'm gonna just double click or double tap, scroll down, rasterize layer, boom. I'm gonna just do that for all of them. Go ahead and knock that out real quick. Alright, so now that I got all of the layers rasterized, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the backgrounds out. If y'all watched my last video, y'all remember how I did that. If you don't, this is one way. So I'm gonna try this right here. I don't know if it's actually gonna work. It should work because this is a solid background. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna choose the magic wand tool. I'm gonna just see if this is going to give me the selection that I want. It did, but it didn't. As you can see, there's some areas in here and everything like that. It's really not a smooth finish. So I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm going to use the polygonal lasso tool. So I go down and I just, trace out the image and everything like that. Like I said in my last video, it is kind of tedious in some ways. This is just the quickest way to do it, going this route. Like I said, Photoshop has a remove button feature, but I'm doing this because I know everybody out there doesn't have the latest Photoshop. And if you guys know of any other ways to do things, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'm not a Photoshop expert by any means. I just do things the way that I know how to do them. So, it's always ways to learn, and there's a million ways to do everything in Photoshop. So if y'all know something that I don't know, man, go ahead and feel free to drop it in them comments, man. I'm gonna go ahead and probably stop like right about here just so y'all can see the type of job that it does. Boom. If I zoom out, click back right here on the original point where I started, it makes a selection, hit delete. As y'all can see, it's cutting it out of the background, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna finish this off camera, and I'm gonna finish all of the actual photos, and then I'm gonna come back to y'all once it's done. All right, y'all, so I got all of the images out of the background. Y'all can see all the images right here. This is probably gonna be the main image. I also did go ahead and put in a black background, as y'all can tell. So this right here is probably gonna be my main image that I use. I got, what, 4 pictures, but I'm thinking about only using 3 for real. So I'm gonna just kind of play with the placement right now, just so I can see how I wanna place these. This might end up being the main image, honestly, just because it's a little wider. Let me see, I'm gonna just play with the placement right now. I might actually speed this up or whatever, but that's what I'm gonna be doing right now. All right, y'all, so I'm thinking about something like this, this type of flow, because instead of putting the words up top and the bottom like I did the last time, I want to try to put one of the words right here on the side. So probably the little, and then the baby right here at the bottom. So to go ahead and help me figure out how I'm gonna actually place everything, I'm gonna go ahead and type it out, right? This is the way that I'm gonna type it though. I'm gonna type it like up and down, and I'm gonna see if this works. If this gives me the effect that I want to have, because if it doesn't, we ain't gonna do it, y'all. But I'm just trying to look. I might choose a different typeface, but this is just to, you know, kind of place everything out, play with it, just to space everything out. We ain't gotta be really too detailed with it right now. Let me see if I play with these typefaces, what it'll look like. I need something bold and I need something big. I might actually go with the same typeface that I used last time. Let me switch this baby over. So this is the kind of look that I'm going for, right? So it's very rough right now, obviously, as we can tell. But this is probably what I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull all of these down because they don't have to be so big since the type is gonna be that big. Yeah, this the type feel that I'm going for, y'all. So I think this will look best once I put all the, you know, everything in it. The next step that we're gonna go ahead and take is we're gonna go ahead and stylize the photos. So let's get into it. All right, y'all, so before I actually go ahead and stylize the photos, I did move around the pictures a little bit, and what I think I will do is I'm gonna go back to that original top and bottom, only because I don't like how this typeface is looking and the way that it's looking, the type going down like this. It actually does not look good. It looks very unprofessional. I'm gonna hide this layer. I'm gonna kind of play with these a little bit. I did decide to make this the original, you know, biggest photo again, but since this is going to be the biggest photo, I'm gonna scoot this down. And I actually, since I'm doing it this way, I might make it the same typeface as the last time, as the last video, but now I'm gonna just have more room to work with. You see what I'm saying? So I can still make this a little bigger. I can scoot this one image over. I can make this a little bit bigger as well. Hold down shift and drag, and then I'm gonna just go ahead and put the little up top. I'm gonna definitely have to put a effect on these, only because the little is, you know, like a smaller word. So let me see how it'll look if I play with, you know, the typefaces and everything. I think I'm gonna go back to the original typeface that I used last time. I ain't gonna lie, it just gives a different effect, y'all. So this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm probably gonna go for. I'll put his picture over this just so I can make it bigger. You see what I'm saying? I'll probably put all of the pictures over this one, actually, because you can tell who it is. You don't necessarily need to see the whole lil, but I'm gonna just play with the sizing because I do want to add an effect to it, and I want to be able to make sure that the effect is going to be seen. This looks a lot better to me. As I was looking at it off camera, I was like, nah, I can't go with that. So I'm gonna probably end up going with something like this. I'll probably end up moving and shifting it a little bit more as we go, and as I, you know, continue this design and everything like that. But this is the overall basis of the design, y'all. So I'm going for something like this. I might scoot them all over just a little bit, but this is what it's going to end up looking like. So now we have time to go ahead and stylize our photos. So now let's finally go ahead and get into it. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna really be focusing on my main picture right here. So I'm gonna just call this main. I'm gonna name it over here. You want to stay as organized as possible. So for my main image, right, it's already a pretty great image. It's pretty clear, everything like that, you see what I'm saying? But since this is a vintage tee, it's nothing wrong with kind of, you know, over exaggerating, you know what I'm saying? So since this is a clear image, I might go ahead and over exaggerate it just to see what it would look like. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use my sharpening technique that I used in the first video. If y'all remember, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna copy this layer twice. I'm gonna invert this top layer, Command I, invert, go down to vivid light, go up here to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, boom, keep it at 4. You see this right here? Let me zoom out just so I can see it right here and everything like that. Keep it at 4, boom. Now I'm gonna click on the top layer. I'm actually call this one vivid, name it vivid. I'm gonna name this one normal. Right, I'm gonna click on one, excuse me. I'm gonna click on the top one, command, click, and then hit G, right? So it just made a group. So I clicked on it, I hit command, I clicked on the one underneath it, and I hit group. I'm gonna name this sharpened, right? I'm gonna go through, instead of pass through, we're gonna go to overlay. So you see how it just made it a lot more sharp, right? I can actually turn it off. This is the regular, as y'all can see, it's regular. This is how it was before. And now it's just a little bit more sharp, right? So since this is a vintage tee, I'm liking this because, you know, that's really the whole point, is kind of to make it look vintage, either old, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of giving it that grainy type of look, even though it's a little bit more sharpened, right? So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna fast forward through. I'm gonna do this for the other 2 images as well, just to see what it'll look like. But one thing that you want to remember is, once you sharpen the image, link the layers, right? Because it'll just be a lot easier when you go to move things around, right? So you want to make sure that you link those layers whenever you do it. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna fast forward this, and I'm gonna get back to it once I'm done. All right, y'all, so I'm back, right? So as you can see, I went ahead and I sharpened all the layers. One thing that I want to say is, you want to match the intensity for all of the photos, right? So as we can see, this one at the bottom just is a little bit too much. This one at the top really matches this one. They don't match color wise, but we're gonna fix that in a few. So with that being said, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just come up here to the sharpen layer. I'm gonna just play with the opacity. I think right around this 70% is good, maybe 60%. So that's good right there. We kind of got all of the pictures stylized. So now the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make the colors match up and everything like that, because you want to have everything either look uniform or be wrong for a reason. With that being said, I'm trying to think, actually, do I want to match the colors or do I want to make them black and white? I don't know yet, y'all. I'm gonna decide, and we gonna come back once I decide. So let's get into it. All right, y'all, so I decided, for the sake of this video, because I don't want this design to look too much like the last design that I already did for Nipsey, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna match these colors, right? I'm gonna make this just a little bit bigger and everything like that. Kind of scoot it off to the side, make this bottom picture do the same. Really for that vintage look, because we know a lot of times with old school t-shirts and vintage tees, when you wash them a lot, some of the colors start to fade away, right? So I'm gonna kind of give it that look when we do this. So I'm gonna go to the layer, I'm gonna be on this picture right here. I'm gonna actually go to the actual original picture, not the sharpen layer and everything like that. Go to the picture, go down here, go to color balance. I'm gonna create a clipping mask on this so it only does it on this layer, and all I had to do is just slide this red over. As you can see, the brown is starting to match up to the one on the main picture that we're gonna be using. This is really all I had to do. I don't really have to mess with anything else. If I wanted to and I really wanted to get too deep into it, I could change the colors and everything like that, really give it a different look, a different filter type look, but that's not what I'm going for in this design. So now that I did that, I'm I'm gonna go to the next one over here to the little baby in blue, but I got it saying baby blue, even though that's not baby blue the color, but y'all get it. We're gonna do the same thing right here, y'all. We're just gonna go to color balance. We're gonna make this create a clipping mask so it only does it to that layer, and then we're going to slide this over. So as y'all can see, it's already giving that type of look. Like the shirt is really vintage, it's been washed a lot, you know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of liking that, and we're just going to keep it right there. Next thing I want to do is I want to stylize the text, so I can go ahead and get that out the way before we fade these pictures into the background. So let's do it. All right, y'all, so in terms of stylizing the text, I really think I'm gonna actually keep it the way that it looks, in terms of just a straight on look without any text warps, anything like that. But like I said in my last video, you want to add something to the text. A way to cheat is you can go online, you can just search up diamond background, or you know, gold background, silver glitter, anything like that, and you can find things to go ahead and put inside of the words, right? Because this is just something that takes way less time than trying to do it manually and everything like that, right? So I'm gonna put this over the little the diamonds. As you can see, let me scoot this down to the little layer. I'm gonna put this right on top of the lil. So I'm gonna go down, put this right over top. I'm gonna scale it, doesn't really matter. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a clipping mask. So I'm gonna double tap, go down, create clipping mask. So boom, as y'all can see, the diamonds are now inside of the word, right? I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna do the same thing with the baby. So I'm just scoot this up, put it over top of this baby down here, create the clipping mask, go over here, do that. So obviously something needs to be done. First of all, let me link these layers as well so I can actually move them around. Yeah, it's inside and everything, and that's nice, but you can't really tell what this looks like for legibility purposes, right? We had to be able to read the word. Let me unlink these real quick just so I can try to play with the scaling. But I chose to go this route just because we can obviously tell he has a bunch of jewelry on in this picture, and I wanted to match. I didn't want to go with gold because he has a bunch of silver, you know, diamond jewelry on, so it wouldn't really make sense to go gold in this one. I'm gonna link these back up. Now I'm gonna play with the baby because I want to, you know, make this a little bit more legible. If I make an inner glow, okay, let me see, drop shadow, yeah. It's really working. I'm gonna add an outer glow. I'm gonna see, I don't want it to be too crazy. I'm just playing around with some different things right now, y'all, as y'all can tell. So I might fast forward most of this. Ooh, I'm liking the stroke, I ain't gonna lie. Definitely liking the stroke. I might make it black, or do I want to go blue? Little baby, blue, they go together. If you don't know, if you know, you know. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that I don't know if I'm feeling this, y'all, but I definitely do want to add a stroke, whether it's just white or that blue. But right now I think I'm feeling the white a little bit more. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do this to the lure up here. I'm gonna copy all of the same settings that I did at the bottom, and then I'm gonna get back up to y'all when I'm finished with that. All right, y'all, so we looking real good right now. The design is basically done. All we gotta do is just go ahead and fade the images so they don't have these harsh edges and everything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hide the lil, and I'm gonna hide the baby, of course, just so I can get like real close up on the pictures. I'm gonna start with the main. If y'all watched the last video, y'all remember. I'm gonna go down here, boom. I'm gonna create a layer mask and everything like that. When I go up here to gradient, I want to go basics, and I want to hit this first one right here, right? And then I'm gonna just play with it like this. As y'all can see, it's really fading into itself. Make sure that you're on linear gradient. You can choose the first option, but this is how I fade out my edges and everything with pictures and stuff when I got a lot of type, any text or anything like that. And as you can see, it looks way better, it looks way more professional. I'm gonna go ahead and do this to all of the images. I'm gonna fast forward and everything. I'm gonna come back when we're ready to go ahead and put this on a mock-up for a t-shirt, y'all. That's the easiest and the most fun part of this whole video, so let's get into it. Alright y'all, so now we are officially done with the design. So while I was doing the fast forward, and I actually went ahead and I added some finishing touches, and I also put my name right down here at the bottom because an artist always signs their work. So to go ahead and put this and make this, you know, a mock-up, I just made the same size project. I put a picture of a black tee in it. I went ahead and I saved this as a JPEG. I just exported it, went to File, export as, saved it as a JPEG on my desktop. So now I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag it and drop it in here. Once I got it dragged and dropped, I can shift, hold down just to scale it, everything, kind of put it on the shirt where I want it to be, where I think it'll be, you know, a good placement. Once I got it right there, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over here to the magic eraser tool, and since this is a plain background and there's nothing in the back, it should work. It should work like a charm, y'all. So I'm gonna hit it. It's gonna say boom, it needs to be rasterized. Cool. Boom, hit it again. It rasterizes it itself. Clean cuts, clean marks, y'all, everything. So this is how you make a mock-up, and this is how you make the design. Not only the mock-up, but once you had the design, this is how you go ahead and make the mock-up, y'all. So look, another successful vintage style rapper tee, y'all. This is something that I know people will buy. I know people will go ahead and love this shirt if you were to make something like this and put it out there, y'all. So as you can see, the detailing, it looks great. I can go over here and I can also play with the blend modes. You can play with these, you know what I'm saying, just to make it a little bit more realistic, just to make it look more of like an actual t-shirt design instead of just something that you just copy and pasted on top. I'll probably go with dissolve though. This is very simple. It's something that you can do. It's something that doesn't take too long, y'all. This really didn't take me too long to make. I also want to tell you guys that if you guys have any other people that y'all want to see me design, any other artists, you know, celebrities, anybody, it could be anyone, y'all. It don't matter. Put them in the description down below. Let me know what y'all would have did with this design, if you would have changed it up, if you would have did something different, if you would have stylized it a little bit different, y'all, because hey, we all here to learn and grow with each other, y'all. So this is how you make the design, and this is how you put the design on a mock-up. Alright y'all, so I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Make sure that y'all like, comment, subscribe, do all of that good stuff, man. Follow all of the social media accounts, man. We now on Threads, on Instagram as well. Everything is at dkclothingdmv. That's Instagram, Threads, Twitter, even though Twitter about to be dead in a minute, but TikTok as well. I'm getting back consistent on TikTok. You can follow my personal social medias at ADK. And yeah, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. More videos coming soon. This is my 6th week being consistent, so I'm gonna keep it up, man. We're gonna keep these videos rolling. We're gonna keep on dropping. I appreciate y'all for tuning in once again, man. We plugged in over here. Let's get it.